EU leaders failed to agree to utilise frozen Russian state assets as part of a reparations loan for Ukraine. At an EU summit in Brussels, 24 member states agreed to common borrowing of up to €90 billion to ensure Ukraine is funded through next year and 2027. The vast majority of the Russian state assets are held in Euroclear Financial Repository in Belgium. The Belgian Prime Minister Bart de Wever insisted on unlimited guarantees in case of any successful legal action by Russia, something EU leaders could not agree to. As reported exclusively by Euronews, 3 countries, Hungary, Slovakia and the Czech Republic, refused to participate in the support for Ukraine. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said there are forces in the EU as well as outside the EU that are trying to divide Europe.
Ensuring another country €90 billion for the next 2 years, I don't think it has ever been seen before in our history, so it's quite something to achieve. And as you know, I mean, there are a lot of people outside the European Union and unfortunately also inside the European Union who tries to divide us.
The EU insists it succeeded by permanently immobilising €210 billion of Russian state assets. Meanwhile, a much-anticipated vote of the Mercosur Latin American trade deal was also delayed at the summit. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni said she needed 3 more weeks to communicate new safeguard mechanisms designed to protect the agricultural sector. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says the deal will be done eventually.
I'm confident that we have the sufficient majority. There's still, as I said, work to do with member states. Therefore, we needed a slight postponement. But, I mean, my friend Antonio Costa has said it already. After 26 years of negotiations, a delay of 3 weeks, I think, is tolerable. It's amazing that we are moving towards the conclusion of this so important trade agreement. And I'm very confident that we'll bring it home.
In a week where Europe declared it would take matters into its own hands when it came to forcing Russia to pay for the war it's waging in Ukraine, the EU balked at the last minute. EU leaders can at least point to the fact that Ukraine will be funded for the next 2 years, but at what cost to Europe's credibility? Shona Murray, Euronews, Brussels.